Okay guys, here is our next example. So it's a word problem, and from this word problem, they're asking us to create an equation, okay, to answer a question within the problem. All right, so let's go ahead and read it, and then we'll go over how we're going to set it up. So it says John runs 3 days a week at a track. Okay, John starts keeping time when he starts warming up and notes after every 2 laps how long he has been at the track. The table shows the times for several laps. Use an equation to find the time it takes John to run 20 laps. Okay, so down here we have a table of values. We have laps on the left and we have time on the right in minutes. Okay, so we can see here at 2 laps he's at 6 minutes, right? When he does 4 laps, now he's at 9 minutes, right? And so on. So what they want you to determine here is, all right, they want you to create an equation, okay, from this table of values. And then using that equation, they want you to determine the time it takes John to run 20 laps. Okay? So looking at this, right, we know a couple things about this, right? This is actually going all the way back to Algebra 1, where you learned about slope-intercept form and point-slope form. Okay, but looking at this table of values, we know that this is going to be a linear line, right? So if you got a graph, okay, we're going to have something like this, right? So what we need to do here is find the slope of this line. That's the first step, because we're going to use the following equation, okay, in this problem. It's going to be slope-intercept form. We're going to use y equals mx plus b. And our first job here is to go ahead and find our slope value, or this m value. Now, in order to do that, we can use the following equation. So again, this is going back to Algebra 1. Okay, so we have m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we want to find the slope first. After we found the slope, then we can find this b value, which is really our y-intercept value, where it's crossing the y-intercept. And then once we have those 2 unknowns, we'll have our equation. Okay? So first up, let's find our slope. Now again, we have a table of values, so picture these as x, y points. Right? X, Y, okay? So when you do this, you just want to go ahead and label. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to call this X1, X1, this will be X2, okay? Over here, I'll have Y1, Y1, and then Y2, okay? So let's go ahead and set this up now. Okay, so using my slope, my equation to find the slope, right, between 2 points, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. So I have m equals, okay, so my y2 here is going to be 9. Okay, my y1 is going to be 6, so minus 6. Right. X2 here is going to be 4. And x1 is going to be 2, so minus 2. Right, so when we do this, we're going to get 9 minus 6, which is 3. And then 4 minus 2, which is 2. So our slope here is going to be 3 over 2. Okay? However, we're not done yet. We still need to find this unknown right here. Okay, our b value, or where it's crossing the y-intercept. Now this is a little bit different, okay? You're actually going to have to use the point-slope formula in order to find this. So if you recall, point-slope formula can be written like this. Where we have y minus y1 equal to our slope, which we just found, okay, and then we're going to have x minus x1. Okay, using this point-slope formula, okay, we're going to put in an x1 and a y1 value, so here and here, right, and we're just simply going to solve for y, and then we'll have our equation in slope-intercept form. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's erase this guy right here, and we'll do it right here. So we'll have the following. We're going to have y minus, well, what's y1? Well, y1 is going to be 6, equal to our slope, which is 3 over 2. Okay, x, and then what's x1? Well, that's going to be minus 2. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this out. So we have y minus 6 equal to, distribute this 3 over 2 within the parentheses, so we'll have 3 over 2x, and we have 3 over 2 times a negative 2. Well, the 2's will cancel out, we're left with just a negative, So it will be negative 3. Our last step here is to add 6. Okay, so we're going to add 6 here, so add 6. Alright, and we get here y equals 3 over 2x, and this will be plus 3. Okay. There is our equation, right? We have it in slope-intercept form, right? I have my m and my b, so my m is 3 over 2, my b is 3, okay? From this now, all I have to do is plug this 20 in to the x and solve for y, and that's going to tell me the time. So when I do that, what do we get? Alright, so all I'm going to do, when we do this in my calculator, I'm going to plug a 20 in. So I got 20 times 3 over 2, and then plus 3. Okay, so what you get here is 33 minutes. So 33 minutes. Okay, and that is it. So again, we created an equation based on the table of values. All right, and we determined it takes John 33 minutes to run 20 laps. Right. From this equation, you could also graph a line. All right, so you could create a graph using this as well, so for a more visual representation. Okay. But that is it. So that's how you go about doing this problem.